Hello everyone and welcome back to the Game Shed with me, Mark, and welcome to another PS Classic update video. Now, I said I would do this weekly. I haven't quite managed that. I've managed to do sort of 10 days, 8 days, 9 days, all that kind of stuff. So from now on, I'm probably just going to call this PlayStation Classic update video rather than weekly update. So that's my first thing I wanted to touch on. Now, this week is a big week for Bleemsync, where version 1.0.1 is being released in the next couple of days, it looks like, and it is full of awesome hot fixes and bug fixes and all this kind of stuff that has been kind of causing sporadic problems for certain people with different USBs and what have you. There's some really good little fixes in there. I'm gonna go into more detail on that towards the end of the video when I get to that point, but for now I'm gonna crack straight on with this week's updates and let's see what's going on in the PlayStation Classic community. Alright, first things first, updated Rycast completed and in testing. Swing Flip has been at it again. As I showed you in the last video, Dreamcast runs on the PlayStation Classic. It's not perfect, don't get me wrong, it's not perfect by any means, but at the same time, it's getting better. Swing Flip has updated this and he's about to release that at about the same time frame as 1.0.1, so we will be seeing the updated Rycast emulator very soon, within the next couple of days. Now, as you would have seen, I showed you the Crazy Taxi footage last time so you could see what it looks like, how good it is, etc. So things have been moving on. So let me show you the videos that Swing Flip has put up to show the difference between untouched and with this new emulator. So let's have a look. So this is running Rycast on the PlayStation Classic, just untouched, and as you can see, I think this is SNK versus Capcom. It's rough. I mean, look at the frame rate. Really pants. Then the video came out showing what it's gone to using this low res mode and the new version of Rycast. Let's have a look. Look at that. That is good. Oh yeah. Beautiful. Look at this. Capcom versus SNK. Got that the wrong way around, excuse me. Then, moving on to the final video, Swing Flip shows us the optimization showcase Soul Calibur running on the PlayStation Classic, which is pretty ridiculous if you ask me, but as you can see, it runs okay from a graphic perspective, frame rate, etc. But the music, the sound, it's horrendous. It's terrible. It's awful, but we are making progress. There is progress happening. It's a very good emulator to have on there, to be honest, and it's getting better and better. As you can see here, Swing Flip says it's not 100%, but it's 10 times better than it was, so I'm classing it as release candidate 1. So guys, we can expect this in the next few days, and I hope to do a little bit of a showcase, maybe on stream. That's the thing I'm thinking. Maybe on stream. Next tab, let's move on. Pat Hartle. This is Dr. Dalek. He has his own YouTube channel. I think I've probably mentioned this before. He's been doing live streams on this channel to show off messing about with the PlayStation Classic. It's a great opportunity to go in there and chat to him about the PlayStation Classic. If you've got any questions at all, whatever. He's doing these live streams and they're flaming awesome. I've caught 2 of them so far, and I think I've caught for about half an hour, 45 minutes of each, and they've been brilliant just to listen to him talk about his experiences with the PlayStation Classic and other stuff as well. There's a lot that he chats about in there. So I'm showing this today so you go over and subscribe to him. There's a whole bunch of videos on there and a whole bunch of old live streams that you can watch back, so it's definitely worth checking out. Go and subscribe to the channel and give him some love. Moving on to the next tab, N64 game performance improved. This is music to my ears. Music to my ears. Tritonus Raven, who I've mentioned before, has put this video up to show N64 games running beautifully. Mupen 64 plus Next plus Bleemsync 1.0. So, if you like N64 and you want it to run on your PlayStation Classic, then this is the emulator you need. So I'll show you a bit of footage of this. There's a bit of Star Wars there. He also shows you how to install it on this video, which is great. Let me just show you a bit of footage. Here we go. GoldenEye has some weird controller binds. Yeah, we know that. That's always been the case with any emulations. It's very odd playing GoldenEye with anything but an N64 controller. Is that a bit of Donkey Kong? Yep. There's a bit of Zelda, Majora's Mask. Now I'll link this video in the description below. Go and check it out. If you want to get N64 games running beautifully on your PlayStation Classic, or as close to beautifully as you can, then this is the emulator you need. So jump onto that video and follow the instructions in that. Moving on! Amazing news. PlayStation light gun games on LCD TV. Wow! This is amazing. I know recently they did a NES light gun game attachment, and I think it was only for Duck Hunt. I think it was literally for that one game. So it was a bit rubbish. I think, was it 8-bit do? I can't even remember. Guys, tell me if you know what I'm talking about. But this guy, Mr. Light Gun, put this post up on the PlayStation Classic Reddit, and he shows off light gun games on a Raspberry Pi.
Welcome to another demonstration.
Okay, it's a demonstration. He talks through it, so I'm just going to mute it because it means that I can't talk through it then. So talks about the emulators that it's using, etc, etc, and shows off it working. I just want to show you it working. Here you go, look at this. Bang, bang, bang. That is epic, because light gun games, LCD TVs, they don't go together. They don't go together. You need CRT for that glass front. You need it. So for someone to be able to release a light gun that actually works on a PlayStation Classic or a Raspberry Pi, that's huge news. That's massive, massive news. And you can see everyone's gone bonkers for it. So I thought you might be interested in my project. I'm working on a new light gun technology. It works on LCD televisions called the Sinden Light Gun. I've managed to get it working now on the Raspberry Pi, which uses the same emulator as the PlayStation Classic and also has very similar hardware. I'm hoping to get it working with the PlayStation Classic in the future, so I'm keeping a close eye on all the mods as I need the system opened up a bit more still. Performance still needs a few tweaks, but I'm pretty confident I can get it to where I want. It's very fun to play, and Time Crisis is one of my absolute favorites. Oh my goodness. So this is an interesting one. Playing games like Time Crisis, etc. Those kind of light gun games. We just haven't had the opportunity to play those on anything but a CRT TV for a very, very long time. So if someone can come along and sort that out, I'm buying into it. My money is right there. Just take my flaming money. That is amazing. I will be keeping an eye on this because I want this. I want to be able to play light gun games on my LCD TV. It's amazing news. Let me know your thoughts on this, guys. Is this something that you would like to see? I know there's a lot of people I know that would love this, but please let me know in the comments below. Moving on to the next tab, you can see something amazing. This was uploaded by Viral DNA, and as you can see, it's a PlayStation Classic modded with 500 gig internal SSD. I mean, really, this is amazing. This is what you want to see. The main image above shows the SSD sitting unprotected on top of the motherboard. This is not how it's done. This was for show only. The SSD is protected and hidden beneath the motherboard, so it obviously slots in under here. I've been meaning to post this for about a week now, but just too much going on. Enjoy and let me know if you have any questions. I'll admit adding an SSD to the PlayStation Classic wasn't something I even thought of doing before. I have no idea why I didn't think of it sooner, but it's not only genius but fast too. I guess it was just too easy to think of using a micro SD card. Well, that all changed last month when Swingflip showed off a photo in the Sony support channel. Let's take a look at this photo. So look at this. There is a little hard drive in a PlayStation Classic that Swingflip showed off. That's when I got the idea for the SSD, and our Swingflip is planning on using SSD for the mod. He said that was in his plan already, and the physical drive was just for prototyping. Wow, I mean, look at that. That is a very, very small SSD, tiny, and it's 500 gig. That would be amazing to hook up and just add games to. Willy-nilly. Literally add all the games ever to it, and it would still have tons of room. So this is amazing news. This is kind of looking into the actual modding scene, the actual physical modding scene, not just the software modding. Amazing. So if you want to check any more out about that, then jump on over to the Classic Mods subreddit and you will see it right there. In that vein, there is another post as well that says my Stealth SD card install. So I bit the bullet and did an SD install on my PSC after it got jealous of my SNES Mini for having one already. So this was uploaded by ESSmith213, and as we see here, there's some pictures. Look at this. So this all looks very normal until you see the back. Look at that. There's a little SD card poking out. He does admit, damn it, I slipped with my X-Acto knife from the inside and the tip nicked the edge here on the outside. So you can see there's a little nick right there, which it sounds like he's very annoyed about. But this is awesome. Really and truly, it's going to be just like a SNES Mini in that you can add the SD card and just chuck all your games on that. A lot easier, a lot cleaner, but it means more physical modding, guys. More physical modding. How many of you out there are into this whole physical modding side of things? I've only really ever been into the software modding side. Never really got into the physical side. So I'd love to hear from you guys what you've done. If there's anything really interesting that you've done, let me know about it. I will show it in the next update if it's good. So that is the SD card. We've had the hard drive, we had the SD card. That's amazing. And as you can see here, the last one I wanted to show you was Viral DNA. He's put an SD card into the controller. Now, I don't know how this works. This is actually something I began last year, and I've only really posted a few teasers here and there. Well, now that I finally had some time to clean it up and go back to the original cable, I figured I'd share it with you all. The Stealth SD mod, as I'm calling it, uses a micro SD card reader. However, you could just as easily use a small USB thumb drive. Okay. The way the stock USB cable connects to the inside of the controller actually presents itself as quite a problem, and not wanting to cut the cable or destructively Dremel away any of the controller only made things harder. Right, okay, so the solution, once assembled, this non-destructive mod is plug and play. So look at all this stuff you have to do. Check out the gallery for more images. So let's just quickly check that out. So that's all the stuff you need. So here is a closer look at the mod, and as you can see here, there's a bunch of cables that have been added to the controller. This is awesome. I mean, who thinks of putting the SD card inside the controller? I'd love to know if you guys have been tempted to do anything like this or have done something like this and would like to have it seen. This is awesome. I don't quite know how it works, but I presume the USB port going into the PlayStation Classic will pick up both the controls and the storage. I'd love to know how this works, but let me know if you've got an idea of how this works. Even if you want to tell me, Mr. Viral DNA, I'd love to know, because it's awesome. Love your work. Moving on, just to see how it would look, only an entry-level budget CRT from back in the day, so image downscaled. Mid-90s Philips CRT. Look what's happened here. Dual Coyote has hooked up an original CRT monitor to the PlayStation Classic. He's used an adapter to go HDMI to composite so that it's downscaled. I love this because this is how it would have looked back in the day, and he's kind of replicated that. It's just so funny seeing a PlayStation Classic presented on a CRT TV. It's awesome. As gaming Jesus intended, says CMD Wedge. I love it. Played through FF8 this way recently. I know it's fueled by nostalgia, but the old 4:3 CRT really completes the experience for me. I hope we can change resolution aspect ratio on future Bleemcast or also Bleem releases. Yeah, so it is hilarious. I thought I'd just show you guys it in case you hadn't seen it already. It is possible. Get yourselves an adapter, guys, an HDMI to composite. I think there's a link in here actually. Yeah, something like this. Here we go. Radio Shack. You can probably get these on Amazon, to be honest. But look, HDMI to composite. And then you can use your PlayStation Classic or your SNES Classic or NES Classic on a CRT TV. It's up to you guys if that's something you'd be interested in, so you can get that original look, that proper nostalgic look. But it's not for everyone, but it made me chuckle and I thought I'd show you it. Moving on, a quick photo that made me chuckle as well. All ready for the next Bleemsync update. Look at this OTG adapter. Here is the PlayStation original controller adapter as well into USB. The reason I show you this photo is because of this adapter. I thought it was quite interesting, and I thought some of you guys might be interested to see something like that, because I know some of you have got the original controllers and want to have the analog sticks. It is possible and you can do it. So you just need this adapter, and it turns out they sell them on Amazon. Look at this. USB 2 controller, gamepad, joystick adapter, converter, cable, cord, compatible for Sony PS1, PS2 wired controller to PC. Oh my god, I cannot talk. Yes, that adapter is available. It's $10. I'd like to know whether you can get this in the UK. Let's have a look. Yeah, look at that. £6.49. What a bargain. I'm actually very tempted to buy a couple of these, because being able to use the actual original controllers would be awesome, and I've got some really cool ones of the original ones. So well worth a look, guys, if you're interested. As always, I will leave all the links that I've gone through today in the description below. Go click away on them. Go click, click, click. So, as I said at the beginning of the video, I said I would cover what is going on with Bleemsync 1.0.1, which is going to be released in the next few days. There are three major benefits of 1.0.1. The first one is around the file system. exFAT, NTFS is all supported as before. Much less likely to corrupt. If you've used FAT32 for any reason and the USB is corrupted, that's probably why. So once you've done the install of 1.0, make sure to format your drive to exFAT or NTFS. So there is a bit more support around it in this release. Definitely worth doing the update. Extra controller support. There's a bunch of extra controller support, Xbox controllers, Steam controllers, and a few more. That is awesome. We love to see all these controllers start working on the PlayStation Classic, so definitely welcome for us. Dynamic memory reconfiguration. This is mainly to prevent crashes and increase stability. We like that. I know some people have had some very odd things going on with their PlayStation Classics using Bleemsync 1.0, so some of these oddities like crashes and blah blah blah, games going funny, hopefully 1.0.1 will fix some of those things, so it's definitely worth getting this update on your machine. There is a whole host of other hot fixes, little bug fixes and stuff within this update, so 100% I would recommend you do the update. It's going to be very easy to do. It's literally just a drag and drop operation, but I will show you that in a video. It's going to be a very short video, but I'll show you it anyway, and I'll show you what it does in that video once it's full release. In this video today, I just wanted to let you know that it's coming in the next few days, so prepare yourselves. Get your USB sticks ready, get your PlayStation Classics ready. If they're not already plugged in, then get them plugged in and get them ready. Because 1.0.1 is coming. It's just a hot fix release, guys. It is not 1.1, which is in development. It is coming. 1.1 is the big one. That's the one that's going to contain the OTG support, which will fix all the power issues with USB sticks. You'll be able to pretty much use any USB stick at that stage. Much better. The other things it's going to bring is a desktop based app. So think of Hackchi, think of the way it's an actual desktop app. That's coming, guys. That's coming for Bleemsync. The bulk edition of games. Oh, the bulk upload. That is big thing missing in 1.0. I know a lot of you have commented to me to let me know that that's a bit of an annoyance to you, but that is coming in 1.1. Also, folder support for the stock UI, so you can create folders, fighting games, driving games, etc. You can do all that in 1.1. And complete console backup and restore functionality. So that stuff in 1.1 is on its way, but it's being worked on because the guys at Bleemsync are working through this bit by bit and want to make sure that 1.1 release is going to be very clean and working. So for now, 1.0.1 is definitely worth installing, definitely worth updating to, but you're gonna have to wait for 1.1. Guys, that is the end of the video. That is all I've got for today. I've done the updates that I know of. I will do a video of, oh my god, I've got a stockpile of videos I need to do. Update from 0.4.1 to 1.0. That's gonna come. I know I've been really massively slack on that. How to update to 1.0.1, how to install the Dreamcast emulator, all these little bits, and I think I'll do a showcase stream of Dreamcast games like I did with the PSP games. That went really well and everyone seemed to really enjoy that, so I'm going to do that with Dreamcast games. You're going to have to wish me luck on that one. I have to cross my fingers that we actually get some working games. I will chuck more games in this time. I think I only chucked in about 10 or 12 PSP games last time. Wasn't enough really to really showcase it, and I think I got 3 of them working properly. So for the Dreamcast showcase stream, I will chuck on loads more games, and that will happen. So guys, thank you so much for joining me today. Don't forget to drop a like on the video if you've enjoyed it and it's been useful, and subscribe if you're not already. Click that bell, all that lovely stuff. Don't forget. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.